I had a really great time during this movie, I'm not gonna lie.
Do you like the Detective Pikachu movie? Ever seen it?
That was alright.
It was a fine movie, right? Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds' Pikachu was a bit of a surprise. I had to
But this is exactly what they want, right? Like, just theorizing about future Nintendo IP movies. There's some parts of this that were love letters to the character.
Yeah.
This movie does not make any attempt at a story whatsoever.
The elders of your life, they will find this movie very interesting. And welcome back to another episode of Pinoys versus the World. My name is Harald Hyllseth.
My name is Chris Angkico.
And Chris, we're just jumping into it again. We're back out here in a sunny spring Seattle day, joined by Jared Garalde, JJ Gara on Letterboxd. Say what's up.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? And joining us for the first time on YouTube, but a returning friend of the pod, our Nintendo expert. Put it underneath, Chloe Gix. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me.
Incredible. Wow. I mean, Chris, we're out here. It's nice, good weather. I don't think there's much we want to shy away about today. I think we're just going to jump right into it, folks. We are here to talk about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Hit it one more time.
Thank you.
Directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic, but I think more importantly, produced by the GOAT, Shigeru Miyamoto, creator of Mario himself and Donkey Kong, Zelda, a lot of that good stuff, and Chris Meledandri, the founder and CEO of Illumination, who animates this movie. I think I'm just
himself.
By himself.
Yeah.
Chris was Chris.
Amazing job.
All by himself.
Amazing job, Chris.
Yeah.
Incredible. But I think the reason we're just going to jump into it, there's a lot we got to say about this movie. A lot of people have had a lot of things to say about this movie. It's got a funny little mix of critic scores, not really balancing out with audience scores. But I think I'm just going to throw it over right to Jared. Let's get started with Jared because you had an opportunity to write your thoughts down. We had a lot of fun during the movie, but I think now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. Can you start us off with your non-spoiler review and maybe a rating at the very end if you are so kind?
Oh, geez. Yeah, non-spoiler review. Listen, I had a really great time during this movie, I'm not going to lie. I even think I like it. Okay, granted, I haven't seen the first one since pretty much it came out, but I think I like it better than the first one, or I enjoyed it better than the first one. I've seen what people's thoughts are with the reference slop thing, and I completely agree, okay? But I still think that I liked it that much because I was like pointing at the screen. They got me, man. Nintendo, they know people love their games, and I'm one of them, and I totally did it. I don't think there's any like character development, no story, things kind of just happen. But regardless, it's kind of like a cognitive dissonance thing going on because I said all of that and you would think it's not a good movie, and it's kind of not, but I had a great time. I think coming out of the theater, I gave it a 3, but I think it's definitely in that 2.5 mushrooms out of 5.
Yahoo!
For me, yeah.
Wahoo.
Yeah. So it's bad, but I had a good time, so it's hard to
I mean, hey, we're living in a time where we need some good times, so, shout out, I don't even know if I'm going to shout out Chris Pratt as Super Mario, but I'll shout out Mario. I'll shout out Mario.
Shout out Donald Glover.
Shout out Donald Glover. Apparently has an incredible Yoshi voice. Yeah, shout out. I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to throw it over to, again, our resident Nintendo expert. Kind of just threw that on you, Chloe. But Chloe, I know that you love these games. I think you've played probably every game that we're going to mention got referenced in the film today. So we're going to throw it over to you because we got a chance to see it down at Pacific Place. What did you think? And yeah, whatever rating you got at the end for us.
Yeah, I feel in a pretty similar boat to Jared. Coming out of it, I feel like being generous, I'd give it a 3. It's reference slop is a perfect word for it. I am someone who just like consumes Mario content like crazy. I watch Mario Maker videos like literally every day. Shout out Panga on YouTube.
Hey, throw up Panga. Throw up Panga right here. Jonas, please.
But also, like, Harald, like, I gotta say, thank you for convincing me to go into this movie a little under the influence because I think that made it a lot more enjoyable. But yeah, like, if you're not someone tapped into this ecosystem or just a little kid, there's nothing for you in this movie. It is so without plot structure, so without interesting characters. There's the only like good filmmaking substance I would like put in this movie is the music's cool and like obviously the animation is very impressive, like for
Mhm.
what it is. And the way I kind of described it to my partner when I was talking with her after the fact was the movie feels like one of those fan animated YouTube videos, just insanely high budget.
4K, 120 frames per second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
nothing really happened. It's just kind of like Mario fan fiction is what it feels like. It's just cool stuff happening with like just endless
Yep.
references. And like, yeah, it's like, oh, sick. I know that reference.
character's in
That's
there.
fun.
When we're
Oh,
just
the
pointing at the
song.
screen at every opportunity,
Yes.
like, and then
Oh,
we
I
got
love
Chris
this
over here,
song.
just like, what
Yeah,
is
every
what on
time a
earth?
Galaxy song came on, I'm like, I'm vibing. Like, it's so good. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like as a movie,
Ooh.
you know, if they wanted to spend millions and millions of dollars making a really high budget fan YouTube video of Mario, they did a great job. So I'll give them that.
I mean, that's amazing, Chloe. We've got a couple of Nintendo lovers over here to the left, but not to say that he doesn't love Nintendo. He just didn't partake in it as much. So, like, you have a
Yeah.
different perspective, Chris and Kiko. What are we sitting
Well,
at?
it's funny, yeah, because I am
What are we sitting
surrounded
at?
by Nintendo heads here. And let me tell you, the first, oh yeah,
Yeah, what's up?
We got a
What's
dead
up?
stare. I got a dead stare.
Surrounded.
The first, like, I'm glad you brought that up, Chloe, because yeah, this, unlike the first movie, this movie does not make any attempt at a story whatsoever. The first 10 minutes, I was like, what the hell
Come
is
on.
going? What the hell is this?
Oh,
And then
yeah.
so I was sitting in between these two, basically the alignment that we're in right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And every time a new character would come up, they'd be like, "Oh, that's the thing, but that's the," and I'm like, I don't know, man.
Spoilers.
Yes,
Seriously.
yeah. You spoiled it, but whatever. Again, I didn't know. I didn't know anything about who that was or what was going on. I was just looking forward to Jack Black. I just wanted to see more Bowser. That was really what I was looking forward to. And like you said, like the animation, there were some sequences in there where I was like, oh, that was actually kind of cool. It was weird though because mentally I was so checked out of it because it's like such slop. But then like a sequence would come up and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. But like I can't disengage my brain from like this is like slop. So it was a really weird feeling in the theater.
Yeah,
It was like
surreal.
it was just a bunch of mush
Yeah.
up there. I'll say like it definitely, yeah, like you said, if you're not there for the references, if you're not there to experience it like it's like a, you know, non-interactive version of the game, then it's not as like interesting as like, you know, someone who's just like a complete nub viewer.
It's kind of like a Jack in the Box sandwich, like
Yeah.
at 4 a.m. You know, it's so good in the moment, and then the next day,
Yeah,
you're
well,
like,
also
oh,
too,
what was that?
like again,
Absolutely.
not getting into like any of the spoilers of the movie, but like when the movie ends, it just ends for me. It was like all of a sudden, it's like the credits are done.
just
I
ends.
was like, it's
It just
done
ends.
now. We're done.
And when you feel like
Yeah.
when it ends and they hit you with an end credit sequence, and you're just like, okay, that was 90 minutes. That was 90 minutes.
Yeah, it was a very like just hour and a half of just like stuff on the screen. The screen was moving. Screen was moving.
Really fast.
Yes,
Yeah.
really fast.
Yeah.
But
But
it
I
was like
was
scrolling on TikTok.
yes,
kind of.
Yeah.
It was
You
kind
know?
of
Yeah.
for 90
Yeah.
straight minutes
Oh,
on a TikTok
dopamine
movie.
rush.
And you're coming out of like a TikTok coma where you're like, oh, the dopamine is gone.
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
is now 9:30 and I need to
Yeah.
go home.
So I definitely sort of teeter rating wise between a 2 and a 2.5. Because again, I did think there were some things where I was like, I actually enjoyed watching that thing on the screen. but
Whatever
they
it
were just
was.
but they were things on the
Yeah.
screen. Mario barely has any. I mean, I didn't need to hear Mario talk at all. But like, I was like, wow, he doesn't talk at all. There's barely anything happening here. So just I just
you're
felt
so
like
right.
there was no actual like, and also too, whenever like a problem would come up, they would resolve it within like 5 minutes. It'd be like, oh, conflict, 5 minutes, done. Or maybe like 2 minutes, done.
Don't worry, kids.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. It's over. Don't think about it. Next thing. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Shout out. I really find no other way to start my little thought process on this movie that I know I've seen it twice, one with Chloe, and then we saw it all with our homie Seabass. Shout out Seabass on Letterboxd, Sebastian262. 3 out of 5 stars for the boy himself. But
Wow.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
it says Eddie is required is the
agree.
comment.
True.
I would agree.
Yeah, I would
Agreed.
agree.
Shout out homie Logan Plant. Go check out Nintendo voice chat. Gotta get a minute.
He liked it.
He liked
I
it.
watched his review.
And he is a big, and we sent it over. He was there with a couple of his coworkers and boss. And what came out of that interview was a direct line from Miyamoto himself. When what was it? I mean, I guess it was just IGN was going out and interviewing him. That Miyamoto was just like, I'm mixing in a bit of what I love. Like this movie is filled with things that I love, and like I don't know, I wouldn't want to step on
nice.
the goat Miyamoto's. Like it makes sense.
That's cute.
That's a
really
cute
nice.
one.
Yeah.
And I mean, Miyamoto, when he ever goes up there and he's talking about what he loves, which are his creations, right? And he's been a part of Nintendo since really the beginning of the gaming production side in the 70s. It is cool to know that 50 years later, he got to be such a crucial part of bringing this to screen. Now, that being said, I was even a little bit at the very top, kind of iffy on if I even talked about the directors, because I don't even know if there's a direction in this movie. It kind of felt like one of those things where we talk about a Marvel film, and like sometimes like with Brave New World, there's just like a person you put in there because the studio wants to do something, and like maybe they get a lot more help from like the producers, and it's like a very direct, like there's a director that's like, this is an Ari Aster movie. The Super Mario Galaxy movie directed by Ari Aster does not exist.
Poor Julius
Oh my
Ona.
gosh,
Poor Julius
He
Ona.
directed,
dude.
he directed Captain America: Brave New World. Poor Julius.
Poor Julius Ona.
Poor Julius.
They should have let him actually do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is
No.
also the first time I've respectfully hearing of these directors in particular.
Fair
No,
enough.
respectfully.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
And I hope they have a wonderful career after
too.
this, and it gives them opportunity. But it's just one of those things where you're like, okay, this was a movie that was made between Nintendo and Illumination, and really just a bunch of people in between. So it's filled with reference slop, but it's like the type of slop like we talked about that I'm like, yeah, delicious. I love it. It's like eating a whole bag of just sugar for like 90 straight minutes, but you're gonna crash at the end, because then again, when, like you said, when the movie ends, it's just over. And you've seen everything. I mean, I've got a little list of references. Maybe I'll throw it over to Chloe a little bit. Like, we've got Super Mario Brothers, Galaxy 1 and 2, Mario Maker, Super Mario World,
Mario
Super
Maker
Mario
references,
Odyssey. Like, we
yeah.
have so many different types of games referenced in this film that I'm like, I don't even think it's really a Galaxy movie. And I was hoping for a bit more of love towards Rosalina, voiced by Brie Larson. Like, you've got a lot of opportunity here. There might be more Yoshi in this movie, Donald Glover's Yoshi, than there is, especially the cutaway at the very beginning where he's got the needle drop to Notorious B.I.G.
Oh my God.
That was hilarious.
Part
Crazy.
cracked me up. Like,
And that's
that
where we
was the
started.
most, like,
Only needle drop of the movie, thank God.
I was that when that scene came on, I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God, this is what we're in
This is
for?
gonna be so garbage.
Wait, what?
But
That
this-
was
But it was
Cinema.
amazing.
That was
Yeah,
peak.
it was
no, I'm pretty
amazing.
sure when that happened, I went like this.
Yeah.
I was
But like I was
no.
dying. Like
Incredible.
That got me. That got me good.
And that's just kind of where I end at the end of this, is like, as a Nintendo fan, but maybe not as big as like Chloe or like a Logan Plant, you know, like I can appreciate some of the references. The Illumination animation, like, is not like, I was kind of over it with Minions, and then they play the Minions versus Monsters trailer in the beginning. You're like, okay, this is just Illumination style. I low-key do kind of appreciate it a bit more in the second film, especially for what they were trying to go for and all the references they were trying to make. But I'm a big fan of the music. At least there wasn't a whole lot more like
Music was
just
really good.
licensed music. Needle drops that we said, other than the Notorious B.I.G. one at the very top.
That was a really big problem I had with the
Mhm.
first movie. They
Shout out
didn't
Brian
nearly
Tyler.
use any Mario music nearly
Yeah.
enough in the first one.
Yeah. No, and look, stack cast, everyone's returned. I mean, we got Luis Guzman involved in this, Issa Rae, Kevin Michael Richardson, Brie Larson, Glenn Powell. Lot of money went into this to make something that is just gonna make $1 billion. You know, I was telling you that Project Hail Mary is not gonna make $1 billion, but it's gonna make a good chunk of money. But this is the type of movie
Yeah, when
that
you
makes
said,
a bill.
when you said
This
that,
is
I
the
was like,
billion-dollar
what
movie.
the hell are you talking about? This one, yes, it could make $1 billion.
This
I think
one's
we
gonna make a
walked out
bill.
of the theater being like, isn't it crazy this movie's gonna make $1 billion?
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, what it made like
that's-
350 plus opening week once it opened up to global. Insane.
Yeah.
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 Jonas, please reference.
Yeah, fact check.
above. Fact check. But I mean, it kind of leaves me in a place where I'm just feeling it's a 5 out of 10, 2.5 out of 5 movie.
Oh. 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
It was a jump scare.
Miyamoto, please invite us to Nintendo headquarters. We love this movie.
Best movie I've ever seen.
But yeah, there are a lot of
Yes.
things. There are obviously a lot of things to love about the film, but a lot of things we got to dive into, and I think we're gonna dive into
quick,
that.
quick, do we want to record an alternate version of our rating? 5 out of
Yeah,
5.
5 out of 5.
collectively.
5 out of
please.
5.
Collectively.
Please.
This one goes out to Chris
invite us to
Melandrandi.
Yeah.
Nintendo headquarters. I want to play all of the new
Melandandri.
games.
You guys are the next David Fincher. Let me tell you, that was a
Yes.
masterpiece.
Yes.
You guys did it. You did it. The
It goes
best movie.
Best animated movies of all time.
Hit me.
This.
Wall-E.
Spider-Verse.
It's Citizen
Spider-Verse.
Kane and the Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh, we're
movie.
going of all
Yes,
time.
yes,
All time.
absolutely.
All
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
My God, this completely skies over Jaws
Thank you,
and E.T.
Miyamoto-san.
Thank you, Miyamoto-san. But man, I mean, there's no other way to really, I think, continue the conversation without getting into more spoilers. Shortly after this break, so we're going to talk to you all about, again, spoiler talk on the Super Mario Galaxy movie after this short break. And we're back to talk with you all about spoilers for one of our favorite movies of the year. No, but an enjoyable watch. The Super Mario Galaxy movie. And like we were talking about during break, I'm just gonna throw it over to you, Jared. You've got some thoughts that I think can delve into a little bit of the spoiler, but tell us what you thought.
No, yeah. I kind of wanted to talk about why this movie is what it is. It feels kind of like a reaction almost to the first one, the same way that what is it? The Rise of Skywalker was like a reaction to The Last Jedi in a way, but not as extreme, obviously.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like they were like, okay, sorry, y'all don't want enough like licensed music. Let's bring in all the Mario music. You didn't like Chris Pratt, whatever. Like he's
We're
not
gonna
gonna
give him
say
10
anything.
lines of dialogue. Yeah.
He's not gonna say anything.
But there might be like 100 lines of dialogue in this entire movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's not enough in-game references, so we're gonna put a whole sequence, which was dope, by the way.
Yeah, that was
For the gamers.
Which
For
was
the
dope,
gamers.
For the gamers. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like, I don't know. What did y'all think? Like, I think this to me seemed like Nintendo was like overlooking Illumination's shoulders, being like, "Don't put that in. You put that in."
Oh,
There's-
for sure.
Shigeru Miyamoto was definitely.
Oh, he was in the editing
I
room for
totally
sure. There's no
agree.
chance
Yeah.
he wasn't.
So for me, Nintendo is like notoriously like really careful about their IP and like what they allow to do with it. And I feel like the moment in the movie that like most reflected this was when Star Fox and Mario like are about to beef, and then they're just like, "Nah, we're cool." And it's
I
like
like this
Nintendo
guy.
would never let these two characters like hate each other.
Yeah.
Like that would never happen.
It's the most inoffensive movie.
Yep.
I'm even surprised they even let Mario have an arc in the first one, or like
Yeah.
Princess Peach kisses Mario for the first time
Ever?
on screen, I think.
On the cheek?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and we were like, whoa, they're taking risks, but that's like risky to Nintendo,
It is.
Yeah,
It really
and like
is.
no, like the first movie had like an actual plot and an arc, and like this movie just really doesn't. Like we've all said,
Yeah.
it's just stuff happening on a screen.
It's
But,
like
like-
promoting their games, basically,
Yeah,
It's like a
Exactly.
90-minute ad almost for Nintendo,
Oh,
and
100%,
that's
yeah.
something that I've heard even from people that have been a bit more, loving to this movie. Is that like at the end of the day, I think everyone can say that Nintendo did this because they wanted to make it, but also it's a good opportunity to sell the Switch 2. They just re-released, and they're not remasters, but just Nintendo Switch 2 versions of Galaxy 1 and 2. You know what I mean? And that all happened like very strategically in very short fashion. So
Because at the end of the day, this is like a business decision movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
100%.
if it was out of love, and I think there is probably a part of
think-
it, there
yeah.
is, obviously, with like the references, and the
Mhm.
creator of Mario himself is involved with this movie. Like, but it ultimately, I felt like this was a business decision, and it's not hiding that,
Yeah.
like all movies, but
Well, this is why, like, when you talk about the plot, I do want to dive a little bit into like more specific
Yeah.
references. 'Cause
Yeah,
those
let's
are
go.
pretty fun.
Let's go.
It also kind of shows you maybe what Nintendo wants to do in like fast tracking their Nintendo cinematic universe. Is this the NCU?
Insane.
It's at the
I wasn't
NCU now.
expecting that for some reason. I don't know.
How wasn't
yeah, all the
expecting it either.
crossovers I was not expecting that. When the Pikmin showed up on screen,
There we go.
I lost
That
it.
was crazy.
I was so hyped.
If they did Olimar in there too, I would have been like,
Yeah.
"What is
Well,
going on?"
Like, and then what's your favorite? Yeah, over there.
oh,
Rob.
Rob.
Rob shows
When
up.
Rob was showing up,
I loved Rob,
bro.
dude.
Smash Bros. They're just gonna do Smash Bros.
This was
guys.
Avengers Endgame for me.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, we're almost there. This is Infinity War. This is
Yeah,
Infinity
well,
War.
right.
Yeah.
What's so fun about the Rob reference too is like the original Rob toy that they made was like notoriously trash because it was so slow.
Oh,
Like
I didn't know
it's
that.
a
Didn't know
it
that.
was a toy that was supposed to be able to play like 2-player NES games with you, but it's just like awful. Like it just
No
it
way.
would move super slowly. So I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
It's like that's fun. That's
No,
a fun little
See, there's like levels to
nod.
the Easter eggs in
Yeah,
this because
no,
there's
totally.
like people who are casually familiar with the games, which I would say I'm kind of in that realm, and then
Yeah.
there's like I didn't know anything about the Rob. That's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Yeah.
That must
Well-
have taken it to another level.
Well,
you
there
know?
was even like the references to as well, like what the Odyssey dinosaur and Odyssey
the
dragon.
Odyssey dinosaur
and the dragon at the end. It's just like, what does Bowser Jr. have to do with this? Like, why?
Oh,
also,
man.
why is Luigi using Bowser Jr.'s main apparatus to make Mr. Game and Watch, bro?
Even
Why?
Mr. Game and Watch was wild. that
was
we were
so
like,
insane.
Chris is
I'm
just.
so
like-
sorry, Chris.
I know. I'm just
This
like,
guy
yeah,
right here.
what's-
This guy
what's-
is so
what's going-
excited.
What's going on?
I was-
yeah.
that
I'm
was
so
like-
sorry,
I was
Chris.
I was so enthused to
That-
talk about all these
Please
deep cuts.
add more
Yeah.
reference, please. Daisy at the very end, please keep
Oh
it
my
coming.
God.
The
Keep it
Mr.
coming.
Game and Watch one was kind of the point where I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, just do
there
like
was no point to that.
No, not at all.
Like,
I think what's the name of the Sydney Volpe podcast she's on with a couple?
Sure, House of Cinema.
House of Cinema.
Yeah.
They were kind of like fan casting what eventually might become, because they talked about Glenn Powell obviously is Star Fox, and they want to make a Star Fox 64 movie now.
that will be sick. I think.
And like they were like fan casting who's going to be in the Star Fox 64 movie, and it's like, well, you got Glenn Powell, seems like a really good Star Fox,
Ooh,
honestly.
Falco.
We're gonna get people, or I don't even. This is why I'm gonna go over to you. The Frog. I've never played
Slippy Toad.
Slippy
Flippy
Toad,
Toad.
Yeah.
and they had the anime cutaway. Like there was so
That
much
was sick.
sauce.
Now
was
the
cool.
anime cut. See, that was the moments that I was like, oh, that was pretty sick.
Yeah.
That was pretty
yeah.
sick. There's a few fight sequences, and like even the one in like the casino or whatever. I
Yeah.
thought that
That
was
was
kind of
dope.
cool too.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
the scene where they're going through Bowser Jr.'s little trap,
Yeah.
and then they have like the explosion in the back at the end, and they're like back to back. I was like, this movie has no business looking this good.
Yeah.
They threw the bag.
Again,
at
that's
this
what I'm
movie.
saying. Like the dissonance of just like complete trash, and then just oh, that was kind of cool. All right, back to trash now,
man.
type
Well,
of thing.
And honestly, like you referenced that point again. They did the Mario Maker reference scene is the best part of the film for me because it looks amazing. It gives Mario and Peach a time to shine. They reference the original game. Like he's like on, I don't know what kind of controller Bowser Jr. would have been using, but he's using like an old Nintendo controller, and then you've got the
It's
old
the
style pixel
original
art,
NES. I'm pretty sure.
the original NES game.
I didn't actually see the controller.
Yeah.
I didn't pay
Yeah.
attention to that.
It's just
Yeah.
like whatever the board is, but it's like it's just Miyamoto was just like it's Nintendo
Yeah.
everywhere.
And they even
Yeah.
did the callback to the very first Mario game ever, the Bowser boss fight.
When they finally
when
fight?
They finally cut the bridge.
Yeah,
like,
that was sick.
that was sick to
I
me.
like that.
That was the moments where I was like, oh, this is actually like there's some parts of this that were love letters to the character.
Yeah.
And I think like I wish there was more of those without like you know.
So you guys would say in general, I mean, like, which one did you like more, like in terms of the movie? Like, did you think you had a much better time with this one than you did with the first one?
I would agree.
I would agree. Yeah.
I wouldn't give it as high as a rating as the next one.
Yeah.
Like as
Yeah.
a fan
Like-
of Nintendo, this feels more like my movie than the first one. That's kind of like saying general audiences. Like
And
you
they had
don't
the
know who Mario
Well, they also had the
is,
real
so-
world tie-in. Shout out Donkey Kong is still in the real world, apparently Brooklyn. But they start off with Brooklyn and they're just regular plumbers, and then you go through the tube,
Yeah.
and then you're in this world.
That's like, so for me, I've seen a lot of like criticisms online where people defending the movie will be like, oh, well, the games don't have any plot, so it's fine. And then people are like, well, that's a bad excuse. Like, movies should have a plot. But I'm honestly like, it's kind of true though.
It
Like,
low-key
if we're
is,
not
yeah.
talking about like the spin-off RPG games or anything, none of these games have any, like, what can you do with these characters? Mario is like not a character. He's just a guy. Like, Princess Peach is just a guy. Like, they're all just
They're just
people
dudes.
doing things in games. Like, what
Yeah.
can you do
It's
with that?
Because the games themselves are so centered around like the gameplay element.
exactly,
And
it's
so,
like it's just about having fun. And this movie is just
Having
having
fun.
fun. Like, going back to Miyamoto, like, and he has like a kind of famous interview where he talks about his inspiration for like Zelda and stuff, and his inspiration was just like going like into the countryside of Japan and like exploring caves and pretending he was an adventurer, and that's what he wanted to invoke like when players played the original game. And so it's like, yeah, this is just like him like having fun with
Yeah.
a really silly movie.
Yeah.
And
Like here's this beloved character that you like on just
Yeah.
a silly adventure.
I'm like, the first movie had a plot, but it's also the most generic, tacked on
Yes.
plot that, like, who cares?
I
Like,
would rather have something that's like slop like this versus something that's trying to be this directed, manufactured plot line. You know
Attempting
what I mean?
to be a movie.
Yes,
Exactly,
yeah,
that's-
and doing
Yeah,
it
yeah.
poorly.
Well, in
Yeah.
the perfect
You
in the
know?
perfect thing, like, and this is a question for Chris. This is a question for Chris.
Great.
I talked to me too about like, and then everyone gets involved, but like the biggest like plot point that like really irked me the most was just they didn't even like. I would have loved if they had just committed to like giving Bowser one lane. Bowser has like 7 different like turns of
Yeah, that
shifting,
was
like,
very odd,
mentality.
actually.
And like first he's like, I hate you. We're gonna burn you. I'm gonna kill
Like,
everyone in your
He
family.
like
and then
sacrifices himself to life in prison.
to like
Yeah, that's
becoming
crazy.
dry bones,
Dude,
which
they
is
were
just like how
"I'm
did you be?
free." What?
How'd you become Bones Bowser Like it just, how did we get to this point? And this is why I'm asking you specifically about the Bowser, because Jack Black's one of your favorite actors and comedians of all time. It's just one of the visionaries of our time. It would have been great to have gotten more out of him, and I cannot believe they had that scene where he's working out in the fields with the bees, and they're all talking about who do you got a honey at home? You got someone you believe? And he's like, I'm trying to move beyond that person I was, and it's like he's gonna dive into a peaches moment, but then he doesn't.
That's right.
And I'm like, where is the Jack Black song drop? That is the one piece of like new music that would have been awesome in this film.
It's completely criminal. They didn't give him.
It's criminal.
I mean, the first one was such a hit with the kids. Like, I think there's like that video of like there's like a school and they're all singing it or something. Have you seen that?
No, that's funny.
Jonas, pull up the clip.
But it's like. No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm surprised.
We got a couple fans of School Rock here. It's like, this is the thing that makes Jack Black Jack Black. He's just so fun at this. Hey, hit him with that. Hit him with that real quick. Let's go.
Jonas, can you cut that to make that shorter?
yeah, exactly.
Just dap sound.
Fix it in post.
Yeah.
Put a big dap sound in post. Yeah. But no, I would agree. Like Bowser too, like his character turns just happen within like 3 seconds of each other. So it's like, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna burn you, and then like, let's be best friends, and then he like, makes him big again, and then he just leaves, and then he's with his son, and then all this stuff. Then he turns evil, and then
there was almost something there with the son, and I really thought they were gonna go like, oh son, like it's okay, we don't have to be evil, but then they were like,
he's like, no,
they kind of went just the other direction.
Well, because he was like, yeah, hey son, like Mario's a good guy. But then, like, Bowser Jr.'s like, no, we have to destroy them. And then, see the planet that I made for you? And he's like, yes.
Sorry, quick tangent, but, like, that puppet scene.
So good.
I was looking at that puppet scene. Like,
Illumination kind of clicked when it came to that.
No, it's like, again, it's another part where it was weird. I was like, that's actually kind of cool. I was actually that was entertaining.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of goes back to doing nothing until it does something.
And it was, like, cheeky, like, he's like, Dad, we're going to destroy the universe.
And then Bowser's out. Yeah, Bowser's out here talking about, like, oh, yeah, no, like, how did I raise this child? And it's like, no, you've told him this story every single night.
No, that's the thing. That's the funniest part of the story is that the scene is that it implies he tells him that story every night. Just the one story. And
incredible.
Honestly, I think probably Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr. has the most lines. He has the most lines, and I was like, wow, he's actually trying.
Which is such a good Bowser Jr. too,
because they were hyping the hell out of Brie Larson as Rosalina.
Oh, she's not in this at all.
Time out on the Bowser Jr. talk. It is criminal that the Galaxy movie does not have more of Rosalina in it, and then they make Rosalina Peach's sister, which has big lore.
That's a big lore implication moment.
Yeah.
So for Chris who does not know,
that's not a thing.
You know?
No, I don't.
It's not a thing in the games. Like Rosalina and Peach are not related at all.
I don't think they even interact at all.
No.
Yeah.
Well, besides like in Smash or something.
I know there's like a theory, a popular theory
I can't
that's
remember
like
if they
she's
do in
her
the first
mom.
Galaxy game, but yeah, it's just they're not. Yeah,
But
you were telling me about that where like some people think that
they're related through like her being the mom, but it's like again, it's even in the first movie, you're like, this is why like if you get too much in the plot, my stress levels raise, and I'm just like, I can't even consider talking about this because I'm like, they lead you to believe that Peach in the first movie is from the real world, but then at the end of the day, you just wrap it up by being like she got pulled through another portal, a green portal, to like a nut to the Mushroom Kingdom because she's related to who was even coming after Brie Larson to begin with.
Saying.
What
They're
happened?
Like, this has to happen. This has to happen. This has to happen. You have to just figure it out. Figure it out.
Left and right.
The script.
I think your friend Logan, at least that voice chat pod, they were talking about like the damsel in distress thing. Like I think in the first movie, Princess Peach is like, takes the initiative, we gotta go on the mission or whatever. And then like Rosalina, from what I've heard from y'all is that like she's a big part of like these games, and like she's just like trapped and just used as like a battery.
It's almost like
this
they
weapon
gave
that is
her
not
the
used.
peach treatment.
And she's in it for 5 for 5
Yeah.
minutes. What were you gonna say?
They almost gave her the treatment that they usually give Peach like in the games.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
just like help me, Mario.
Because Rosalina's also like you were saying, is like kind of like a space god almost, like a
Yeah.
galaxy god
Like,
in the games.
Yeah, in the
she's
games
so
she's
powerful.
like kind of like a god. Like she's it's
That's just what it is.
Yeah, because I remember when the trailer came out where like Rosalina's at the very end of it, people were like, oh wow, what's gonna happen here?
Shit.
And then nothing happens.
nothing
yeah.
Which is such a shame because I think like Brie Larson was super into the character and she like loves Mario.
She's a big Nintendo
Yeah.
fan, yeah.
Yeah, and but
How
yeah.
much did they pay her for her like 5 lines of dialogue?
Right. So speaking of getting paid,
Donald Glover. Okay,
Donald
obviously
Glover.
we ran out of things to talk about. We hate that they didn't give more Rosalina time, but we have to talk about this is childish Gambino. You know what I mean? How this guy got paid $50 million to just have the funniest and honestly
Is that that number?
No, that's just out of
Nah,
my
but
throwing
like, come
it.
on.
Yeah.
No, that's right. It's probably
but
a lot.
of money to have some fun, and obviously he is also a Nintendo fan. He's got a pretty good Yoshi voice.
Well, I heard the story
Ooh.
that he called the producers of this movie to be Yoshi because his kids loved the first Super
That's cute.
Mario movie.
That's fun.
I don't know if that's true or not. Jonas,
Yeah, but
fact check.
Donald Glover, fact check.
But like I like to buy that story
Yeah, it's
like
a cute
way
story.
more.
Yeah.
But I was just laughing the entire time because he was just doing his best. Yoshi, I liked it. I didn't know there was discourse about this, but there
Is
apparently
there?
is.
oh, I
There's
thought
discourse
like,
about
too
the
high
Yoshi?
pitched or like I don't know.
What? I'm gonna say this to the
Nah,
camera
dude.
right now.
I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, it
There's
was
no
great.
way that's too high pitched. There's
Yeah.
no way that was too high pitched.
And like, I don't know. It's funny because like watching the movie, I was thinking about like his song Redbone, and I'm like, oh yeah, this guy does have crazy range. Like when I found out that was like him singing in that song,
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
holy shit.
But also too, they're just doing a lot of voice pitching, like pitching up for like
sure.
Keegan
Yeah.
Michael Key and like
Yeah.
True.
That's
who's
true,
the other
yeah.
one I'm thinking of? Oh, even like Jack Black when he's Tiny Bowser.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like that was the most. I'm just thinking like in the sound in the editing room is like pitch
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Is like the
Pitch that
most
shit
commonly
up.
used sound effect for just a voice.
There's so
Yeah.
much cute creature bait in this movie. Like
yeah.
Yoshi,
Seriously.
we got Toad, we got
Well,
Bowser Jr.
We got all the little
Chicken,
characters
the
from the
Lumas.
Odyssey
Yeah.
opening.
The
like,
Lumas is a
yeah.
big
the
one.
Lumas, and they do land the Luma theme. I mean, like again, the music in this movie is amazing. I think Brian Tyler is a huge benefit to both of these films. Obviously, as part of some of your favorites, his movies are so many blockbusters. But I love that they gave him the opportunity to just make a very congruent through line. Like there seems like there's not a single part in the movie that's longer than a few minutes that goes without there being some Mario reference music, in
Which
the
is
background.
awesome.
Which
and
is great.
I love that.
Because honestly, like we talked about this, Chloe, on the way home. When you play Galaxy for the first time, and it's some of those like earliest memories I have in my childhood on the Wii is launching into space with the theme playing, and the theme is like so it's bait for me because I'm like I'm gonna love anything associated with this
Yeah.
theme and this game because of how good the music is.
And the Odyssey theme at the end.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That was
it's
hard.
Like the first Galaxy game was like the
Of
first
course.
time they like actually.
Yes, that's crazy. That's gonna be on two mics.
Two mics. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, the Galaxy games are like the first time they really went like full orchestra for the music, and so it's like they had to do the music.
It's you said
Like,
it, it's cinematic.
It's the most cinematic Mario game. Like it's. But you're right though that like it doesn't really feel like a Galaxy movie, right? Like
No.
there's so much other stuff in it. Like there's just very like the references are in equal number to references to any of the other games. There's just as
Yeah.
much Odyssey stuff in it as there is
There's a
Galaxy.
Mario
Like
Maker
Super
in
Mario
this.
3.
Super Mario
yeah,
3,
Mario
yup.
World.
Mario World.
The power-ups are all references to a bunch of different games and like
yeah,
games that
I really
Wonder.
thought they were gonna
Yeah.
do Tanuki Mario at the
I was
end.
like,
Yeah.
oh, where's Tanuki? I was like, you can't do that
They-
and not give it to us.
Tell me I'm crazy. but
Yeah.
I was thinking
You're crazy.
when they in the beginning when they're finding Yoshi, you know how like Luigi's all scared. I was like,
Luigi's
they're
Mansion?
they're gonna do like
They
Luigi's
should've.
Mansion. Like,
Is that the next Mario Slop
I
movie? Is
really
Luigi's
thought
Mansion?
and then bringing it back to the actors in this movie, like
Mhm.
Glenn Powell, Star Fox, amazing casting by the
Yeah,
way.
oh yeah.
I think.
That's great.
Wait,
was
take a
big
note on
fan.
that,
I was a
Chris.
big
Yeah.
fan of that. I was a big
Yeah.
fan of. I was a big fan of his performance, and also just again the opening. We referenced that.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that was like the sauciest part of the whole movie.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do a barrel roll. They did not shy away.
Man, yeah, they were like, right, guys, right.
Man, I mean, I think this is kind of leading to a point where maybe we wrap up with a conversation of where does the Nintendo Cinematic Universe end? Because we have gotten at least 7 Mario games reference, a couple Luigi. I'm sure there's some individual Peach games in here. What is the next? The Mario Paper movie? Are we getting Mario Paper?
Paper Mario movie.
Paper
would go
Mario
well.
to go hard, but like at the end of the day, it's a Smash Bros. Fest at the 50% mark of this movie, and like I don't think they're shying away from throwing them all in here.
I just don't know what would be the plot of that. It's gonna
Master
be the
Hand?
same, like nothing. Yeah,
There won't be.
Master-
Don't even think about
Don't
it.
even think
Don't
about it.
think about it.
Like,
Watch,
okay, we're just gonna
consume.
get-
Yeah.
The fact that
Ryu
they're
Snake. Like,
yeah, the fact that they're going
Sora.
like seemingly a lot more like down to earth and like serious, grounded, I guess, like with the Zelda movies.
Yeah, and it could be live action.
It makes me think like they're not gonna do a Smash.
They're gonna bring him in.
Like,
they're gonna
yeah,
enter a
'cause
pipe at the end of their movie,
that-
and they're gonna become
like, no
animated.
way.
like, was
dude.
this a way to set up the Star Fox movie? Then you think?
Probably.
Well,
yeah.
and that is coming out. I mean, we know that's in
Yeah.
production.
Yeah.
Or like,
Which
and
is
then-
funny because that is like one of the most disrespected Nintendo franchises by
Yeah.
Nintendo. They
Yeah.
don't do shit with
Hey,
that franchise.
say that
And
part.
F-Zero. too.
F-Zero.
Yeah.
Like,
F-Zero movie?
That would be nuts.
It'd be crazy.
I
It'd be
mean,
crazy.
literally over 50%, I think, of the Star Fox games that are out are remakes of the first Star Fox game.
Crazy.
Star Fox 64 is a remake of the first one. Star Fox Zero on Wii U is a remake of Star Fox 64.
I'm sorry.
Like, it's
And
just
They pull clips from the memed parts of
Yeah.
like
So is
of
this
Fi-
like?
yeah, in the movie.
Are they
of
trying
Star
to like
Fox.
revamp the Star Fox?
I
franchise?
hope,
Are we
dude.
getting,
Yeah,
are we getting
okay,
a Star
cool,
Fox game?
like-
Now this is becoming a full. Now, welcome back to Pinoys versus the World, number one gaming
Sorry.
stop. That's actually just been the move.
I can't help myself.
So what do you think about the gaming implications? I mean, there are gaming implications of Star Fox showing up in this, and I've heard it in Kind of Funny. You know, Logan's talked about this, and any of Game Informer's talk. Like, it's probably gonna lead up to maybe one of these games getting released, which is again like what we talked about at the top. It's a big ad for Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So I mean, would you want to see another Star Fox game, Chloe, as someone with a
Yeah,
Nintendo Switch
Of
too?
course.
Line
I mean,
it up.
Nintendo, like, most of the stuff they put out is good.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm always down for them reviving some of their old franchises. Yeah.
Donkey
Yeah.
Kong Bonanza movie up next because DK and they gotta get
I
Seth
think
back
we
in
gotta
the
get
action.
a DK movie. Honestly, I would. I
Hey,
would watch
would
that.
you want to watch a DK movie with
Dude,
Seth?
I can't wait for the Madden movie, so that I'm just gonna
Yo,
talk
out
all
this
about
year,
that.
out this
That's
year.
gonna be me. I'm just gonna be just a monologue. It's just gonna be a soliloquy.
Well,
which
yeah,
one?
it was like
the Madden
the Madden movie.
Oh,
Nicolas Cage.
Oh
And
my
Christian
God.
Bale.
Christian Bale.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So who's Christian Bale gonna play in the Super Smash Bros. Movie?
Christian Bale. We're gonna get him as Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario, Young Link, Kirby. Kirby's up next. Kirby's got to be
Christian
coming.
Bale Kirby.
Bringing Christian Bale Kirby,
Yo.
who's playing King DDD.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, they
Whoa.
They
you
know
what?
these-
I'm surprised we're not doing Kirby.
Yeah.
Kirby could
We
be
should
next.
do
Okay,
Kirby.
if you wanted, so I'm gonna ask you two questions, Nintendo heads. Go ahead.
No, I mean, well, I was just gonna say
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is just. But this is exactly what they wanted, right? Like,
Yeah.
for us to start
Yeah.
theorizing
Seriously.
about future Nintendo IP movies. Oh,
And we're
man,
doing
you
it.
got me again.
I'm so sorry,
Nintendo.
Chris.
Like they're the palm of your hand. That's what-
yeah, and I.
He's like, I
have-
guess
we
I'll
have-
do it
please,
myself.
please.
Type
We have
shit.
them
You know
now.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But no, I mean they've got so many IP and so many beloved games that it's like I mean we got a recent Kirby again. The DK game has come out. Like a lot of like beloved Pikmin and a lot of other like Yoshi is gonna get a game coming up here. I mean, when's the Pokepia's on top of the world right now?
I mean,
Are we
there's been
getting
tons of
Pikachu?
Pokemon movies.
Detective
Yeah,
Pikachu from the Detective Pikachu
kind of
movie.
underrated.
Yeah.
Do you like the Detective Pikachu movie? Ever seen
That
it?
was all right.
It was fine,
It was
wasn't
all
it?
right.
Yeah, it
Ryan
wasn't-
Reynolds' Pikachu was a bit of a surprise. I had to figure that one out in my head as I was watching the movie.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So then, where does this rank on like the
Nintendo
video game movies? Because that's not really like a
Oh.
high.
It's
not a high bar.
It's
not
the
a high
best.
bar.
It's the best imitation of a video game. Like
That's
out of
fair.
any of
That's
the
a
video
fair-
game
that's a
movies.
fair
So if you're
point.
going
Agree
by
with
that
that.
criteria, it's probably the best like video game movie. But as far as a video game movie,
Yeah.
this is a word's
Yeah.
emphasis.
Yeah.
Video
no.
game
It's
movie
not, yeah.
versus video
Because
game movie.
even
Yes,
Minecraft
yeah.
happens partially in the real world, and then absolutely like when you bring the real world characters into the fake Minecraft universe. It's,
Minecraft
like,
is a
weird.
really good comparison to this movie because I feel kind of the same way about that movie than I do this one. Maybe in a little bit of a different ways. Like they're both kind of slop movies, but then like
Yeah.
I still really enjoyed them. You know,
Yeah.
Minecraft is more slop, I think, than this movie is. Because I
this
think
one's
I think
more
at least
ad than slop. You
because
know?
at least that like again, at least there are some like saucy sequences in that. Minecraft, it's just like stuff.
It's like
That is
brain
pure
rot,
stuff.
kind of.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then this one's more reference.
At least they let Jack Black sing in that movie. You know what
That's
I mean?
it.
Lava chicken.
Chicken. All right. Shout out Lark. Oh my god.
So
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's what's that like Jack Black's 2 SNL appearances the last 2 years are to promote Minecraft and Super Mario Galaxy.
True
There you
gamer,
go.
Jablinski.
Yeah,
It
true
is
gamer,
funny
Jablinski
'cause, like,
Games.
Jablinski Games.
If we're talking outside of movies, like TV shows, like
Because that's
video game TV shows have gotten like really good.
Fallout,
like,
The Last of
Fallout's
Us.
great. Like Last of Us fell off a little bit, but like
Yeah, I
that was
agree.
still really good. Like there's a lot of
We're
good
getting
stuff out
Yakuza
there.
like a dragon.
Yeah, that'll
That's
be
gonna
cool.
be
Insane.
amazing.
Insane.
But yeah,
But
so
yeah,
like
Hopefully.
on that scale, this is pretty low. Like,
yeah, but I feel
honestly.
like movies.
Movie's a good point. I mean, like, who would have...
Wait, Assassin's Creed.
Oh my
The
god.
good lord.
Warcraft
Hitman.
movie. Like
The Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons movie, I guess that's more
That
of a
movie
that's
board
not
game.
really a
rips.
video game.
That
That
movie
I love that
rips.
movie.
It's so
that
good.
movie's pretty good.
Yeah,
That
I'm
movie's
telling you, we gotta watch
We gotta
I
see
will
it.
defend that
I
movie
think
till
it
the day I
rips
die.
solely
It's good.
based on YouTube Shorts I've seen of that movie, but now I have to see it.
You
Shout
have to
out Chris
watch
Pine.
it. It's like one of my highest honors where it's like a comfort movie.
Yeah.
We should watch it together.
See,
I'm
I
down.
think that's a good like barometer for this movie because you know that movie is like pure fun, but you don't lose brain cells like the average viewer. The average viewer does not lose brain
No,
cells
that's
while
true.
watching it. It's
That's
like it
fair.
just feels like if you know you can picture a table of people like playing this game.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see
Yes.
them in
Yeah.
the movie,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
like oh
You
look
can
at this
tell.
look at this fun adventure that they all
Totally.
came up
Well,
with
like,
together.
And at the very
Yeah.
end of this film, to bring it all back to the Galaxy film itself, like it ends with, you said, a Mario World reference with the pixelated
Yeah, when they're
rebuilds.
rebuilding the castle, it's
Yeah.
all Mario World graphics, and like that was the first game with Yoshi, so I'm like, it works.
They're kind of
Like,
just
I
shoving
like
in
it.
the references at the end, but
Yeah.
it all ends within 3 minutes, and then you just
They
kind of
say,
have the Bowser
You
fam.
did it with Rosalina.
You did it. You got
Yeah,
a smooch
bye.
on your cheek.
yeah, that's basically the end of the movie.
Yeah.
End of the movie.
It's
Bye
done.
bye.
It's
So that's like
over.
the end of the original Super Mario Bros. Game. You know, you keep
Yeah.
like going through castles, and
Yeah.
it's like our princess is in another castle, and then when you finally
Oh.
get to Peach, it's like.
And he
Thanks
puts
for
the
saving
flag
me.
up.
Press start
puts
to
the flag
start a
up.
new game, and it's
Wait.
like I feel like that's how the movie
Great point.
ends. It's just like
crazy.
good job. Press restart to rewatch the movie
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's just
Coco
like-
Just on
Melon.
repeat. No, this is some. We were talking about Coco Melon. We saw the
Yeah.
interview, or we saw that Letterboxd review that was
Yeah.
literally referencing Coco Melon. I mean, you're just gonna put this on for your youngest in your family,
Yeah.
and the oldest in your family.
Yeah.
Just put it in front and plop them in, lock in for
on their last days.
the elders of your life. They will find this movie very interesting.
But I mean, it's
but-
got to be up there. I guess in gaming movies, I don't know. Like, I can't think of one that would be like definitively better. If we're not, I wouldn't count Dungeons and Dragons.
I
But-
feel like
yeah.
I've not
Yeah, I think it's a
actually
little
seen
different.
any of them, but I feel like the Sonic movies
Oh,
are
you know
more
what?
beloved.
Yeah.
They've been
Yeah.
good. I like the third one. I mean, if you know about Chaos Emeralds and Shadow and you like Keanu Reeves, I mean, it's a fun watch. Again, I give that movie
Yeah.
the exact same score I gave
We'll
this
take
movie.
the
Maybe a
Sonic
half
movie.
score lower, but like it's fun. And they happen in the
And it's
Pacific
got Jim
Northwest.
Carrey coming out of retirement.
Okay, that's the thing. Jim
Anyways.
Carrey kills it as Dr. Robotnik, but that's a conversation for a different day. We're not getting into
Yeah.
Sonic talk today, but I agree. But yeah, I mean, we get to the end of this movie. There's a couple end credit scenes. We already talked about Daisy. I mean, this movie, we get to the end of it. We talk about everything we've talked about today. And it's left us feeling like, again, a sugar crash. And what is the next? I'm going to throw it over to Nintendo people. I can't even ask Chris.
No. Those end credit scenes, I was like, first one was like, all right.
All right.
And then the second was like,
Oh,
all right.
oh. We're over
Yeah.
there like,
Yeah.
oh my God, oh my God,
Yeah.
Daisy.
What was even the first one? I can't even
I
remember.
already forgot.
It was like in the
a good
prison,
point.
and then that
Yeah.
the
Oh,
loon
the
star
Luna.
was like,
Wait.
you're gonna die
Sorry.
in here.
I think
like,
that was like the first movie's Luma.
The
who
first
was kidnapped.
Luma-
She was like
Oh.
super dark.
depressed, and then they're
Yeah.
like the feeling of death is creeping near us every single
I like
day.
that. I thought that
It's
was
a funny
fun.
one.
that
but
was insane. I'm
there's
like,
an-
what's going on?
There's an Insta ad I was served that was like, this Luma will return in the Galaxy movie, and I'm like, where the hell have they been? And then of course it's yeah, this is what's gonna scare them. But my last question for the Nintendo heads to my left. What would they even title a third movie? Are we done? Because they reference so many of the most popular ones.
Odyssey.
But like Odyssey,
Yeah.
it's the opening scene of Odyssey in this movie. Could you even call it Odyssey? It's weird.
Yeah.
Weird
well,
situation.
we don't have Cappy. We could introduce
We could
Cappy.
introduce Cappy, could be a
honestly,
character.
Probably a Cappy.
Or maybe like I could
Cappy
see them
voiced
going
by
like
Wagner Moura?
64.
Bring
Like
him in.
jumping through paintings.
Jumping through paintings, like, or
That could be
something
cool.
crazy, you know?
It's like Galaxy is the most epic game in the series. Like I was
Yeah.
so shocked when they announced it was going to be Galaxy.
Right?
I'm like
that
already.
seems like it would be like movie 3.
yeah.
you
And
know,
Odyssey
or-
would be movie 2. Honestly.
Or at the-
Wonder?
it's like its own trilogy at that point, you know? Like,
Or they try and go back to like doing a plot, make a Sunshine movie because
Yeah.
Mario
Sunshine
gets
would
like
be cool.
arrested and has to pay off his debt to society.
oh,
like-
Mario Kart movie, maybe even.
Yeah, I could see
Honestly.
either as a complete nub,
Yeah.
Mario Kart or Smash Bros.
Mario
Those
Party?
are just the two, like, yeah,
Yeah.
Mario Party, something
Yeah.
like that.
Mario Party would be interesting.
Get little groups together and have them like go across the board and
See,
shit.
that could
yeah.
be your D&D. That could be your
Possibilities are
D&D
endless.
movie.
This is-
That could be your
this is-
D&D movie.
Again,
Do
Nintendo. you
Miyamoto,
got it.
hire us, please. We want to be your creative team for the
Oh,
next one.
man.
I think no
Ugh.
matter what it ends up being, we can all agree it's probably gonna be slop.
Yeah.
But
And we will
enjoyable
be
slop.
seated.
No,
And
I-
we will be
I-
seated.
I think D&D is like the best possible version of these.
Oh,
if
for
it,
sure.
If
I-
it felt
Yeah.
like people
Yeah.
are like controlling the game and fun things are happening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or they keep like messing up. I mean, the closest part actually to that in this movie was when they were cleaning up the Mushroom Kingdom and they had that little montage of them like going through all the levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
and
was
I'm like,
cool.
that was
I like
cool.
that.
And so, you know,
That's a good point. There's room.
yeah.
Room for
Yeah.
growth. Room for growth.
Yeah.
Y'all, I think this has brought us to the end of a very long conversation about a movie that I did not think we were going to talk about nearly an hour for. But I'm always happy, and I think Chris and I are happy to always have you two on. Again, shout out Chloe Gix. Jared Garalde, two great friends of the pod. Hope to have you back again for the third Mario movie or Star Fox itself.
Yep.
As always, this episode of Pinoys versus the World, produced by and edited by Jonas Hyllseth. Shout out him as we always have to because he's the glue of this pod.
Contractually obligated.
Yeah.
to shout it
Contractually
out.
obligated. Just keep it coming, keep it coming, Jared. Keep that in. As always, my name is Harald Hyllseth.
My name is Chris Angkico.
Let's go, my Jared Garalde.
Yahoo!
I'm Chloe Gix.
And this has been another episode of
God.
Pinoys versus the World. Thank you again for watching, and we will talk to you all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.